My name is David Hunsaker. I'm an assistant professor of management and organizations at NYU Shanghai, and I teach and do research on the art of negotiation. One of the most interesting things we get to do in my class here at NYU Shanghai is we get to go to an actual market in Shanghai and practice negotiating. So I take my students to the market and they actually get to use their negotiation skills, and we make it into a friendly competition between the students. When people hear the word negotiation, they often have negative images come to mind. They often picture people lying to get a better deal, or intimidating the other party, or cheating their way to success. They might picture people harassing somebody to buy something that they don't really need. And because of that, a lot of people avoid negotiating altogether. We see this idea of negative negotiating all over the world today. So all we have to do is read a few headlines and we'll see examples of people expressing anger, intimidating, pointing fingers, relationships breaking down. We live in a world that can seem very divisive at times. But I believe there's a better way. In my negotiation class, I teach my students that negotiation is actually about two or more parties coming together because they need each other to succeed. And negotiation allows us to build bridges and find common ground even when it seems impossible. Negotiation allows individuals and companies and nations to achieve things that they could not have achieved on their own. When negotiators really work at it and are creative, they can find win-win solutions that they thought were impossible. NYU Shanghai was born out of this kind of creative win-win negotiating. In 1971, President Richard Nixon's national security advisor, Henry Kissinger, took a secret trip to Beijing to meet with Premier Zhou Enlai to see if there was any way the United States of America and the People's Republic of China could reestablish relationships with each other. They had not had relationships for 22 years. There were a lot of seemingly insurmountable differences between these two countries, and they had a lot of opposing interests to work out. But that meeting led to a new relationship between these countries that are now the two largest economies in the world. And this cooperation has led to economic growth, trade, improved quality of life for millions of people, and joint ventures like NYU Shanghai. Each semester, I try to teach my students to be responsible negotiators. I try to teach them that it is possible to negotiate in a positive way. It is possible to be ethical. It is possible to build strong relationships and find creative win-win solutions even in tough negotiations. The young people of today need to learn the art of responsible negotiation so that they can solve problems and build relationships even when each side has very different needs and points of view. I believe that these skills will help our students to bring the world together in creative ways in the future that will benefit all parties and lead to greater peace and prosperity for all people.